Hi, hello everyone. Um, I've been asked to post some video on, some kind of motivation or personality development and things like that. So, hello everyone. I am Priya Ranadive. I am an HR manager at an IT company based in Mumbai. I am not a certified trainer, but I have had training sessions on personality development, interpersonal skills, motivation, stress management, and things like that. And I've been also a corporate trainer in the past for a very brief period of my career. So this video is created as an agenda to help some of my friends who have come across to me and asked me a number of times on how I'm so confident, how do I carry myself so well, and what is it that I apply in my life, and how am I not really scared of public speaking, and how am I such an extrovert, and things like that. So, this video is specifically for them, and of course, to many others who are possibly in the similar situations and are seeking some kind of guidance, which I believe that I might be of some help too. So, first of all, thank you to all my friends out there who think that I am capable enough to create a video like this, because it just makes me feel good and gives me a high that I might be coming across as a motivated individual, as somebody who can actually guide or advise somebody on such life skills. So, to start with, personally, I grew up in a family of highly academically inclinated individuals. So, we're a family comprising of engineers, and I was a little different. I wasn't as good in studies compared to my siblings, you know. I wasn't bad, I was a very average kid in academics, but I was constantly compared to my siblings. That's because they were so good. And no matter how hard I tried in my examinations, I wasn't really able to score as much as they did. And therefore, I was proclaimed to be somebody who's really dumb and who's not going to go very far in life, and who's possibly going to be a burden on the family later. So I'm not here to blame my family or anybody for that matter, but these are my feelings, because what was being told to me, all that I heard, and the reaction from the external sources made me believe that I was really dumb, because I wasn't good with studies, I wasn't academically inclined. So I was really beaten up really very badly when I wouldn't know the answers to some questions, especially mathematics. That was one of my weakest subjects. But later on, I started liking mathematics towards the end of my schooling, of course. So I was very demotivated while I was in school. My siblings were very famous during schools, but I wasn't. And they used to think they never believed that I'm a sibling to a Sneha Salvi, to a Bijit Salvi, or Amit Salvi for that matter, because they was really good with studies, and nobody believed I was a sibling, because I wasn't good. I wasn't great, I was pretty average, and they were really good. And when so many people keeps telling you constantly about something, you automatically start believing that, and I wasn't different. I started believing that I was not good enough, and maybe I'm not going to go that far in life, and I'm just here to do enough, you know. But it so happened that one fine day I took a part in an elocution competition in my school, and I was pretty much recognized for that. And a teacher came up to me and told me, "Oh my God, you speak so well." and I won a competition. And my sister's friend was a part of that competition, and she went and she told my sister that, your sister speaks so well. And when simultaneously I started doing other elocution competitions and something to do on public speaking, and when I started gaining recognition for that, did I realize that no, there is something that I was good at, and it's not just limited to my studies. So gradually, when I started gaining recognition, unfortunately, this happened towards the end of my schooling. So I still wasn't a very recognized student at that point in time. I wasn't somebody who was, uh, you know, into sports and things like that. I was just like that Darshil Safari from Tari Zameen Par, who was in her own world looking outside the window and just being happy. Of course, my world made sense to me, but it did not make a lot of sense to others. And that's where, when the movie came out, I felt a lot of attachment towards it. I could really see myself in that child. And of course, I did not have dyslexia or something, but I had my own world. I was a little different. I was a little different to my siblings. I wasn't very good with studies, but I was good with public speaking, which they were not, and they were frightened to come on stage. That's what my siblings used to tell me later on. And um, I'm a little overweight compared to my siblings again. So everybody in my family is pretty average size, slim, or on the average side. I'm somebody who's on the heavier side. So I always felt that I'm just not feeling like a part of the family, because everything is coming to me very differently than others. So that's when I realized that if it is different, it is unique, and I have to bring that to my advantage and use that to my advantage, and also to help others. And that's where I decided that I wanted to do my MBA, and I did my MBA in HR. So I chose my career very wisely, because HR is a profession that requires you to use your communication skills to the best of your advantage. And in my MBA, I'm happy to report that most of my friends went to uh, um, extra classes, but I never did, and I passed with distinction, and they did not. They possibly passed with a first class, or declining grades. So it's because MBA really gave me a chance to speak out, because we had a lot of presentations, just being out there and talking, and I quite enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed that process. Again, there were a lot of studies which I completed, but I knew that I wanted to do that, and I struggled really hard. So therefore, I just got the best out of my personality. I went on, I took up a job, and I performed well there. I was really recognized. Then I took up another job. I was recognized there as well. So wherever I used to go in terms of my jobs, I became a very recognized individual there. And that's only because of my communication skills, where people just came up to me and asked me about how I spoke so well, and what is it about public speaking, what is it that gives you so much confidence. So the answer to all these questions are not something that you may not have heard of in so many motivational videos out there, but it's very simple, and that's believing in yourself. It's not that when I'm out there on stage or a podium, I'm not confident. I'm not scared. I am pretty scared. It gives me a lot of good goosebumps, but at the same time, um, I know that I have to do it, because when I'm doing that, I know that I'm going to make change. And it's only the first 5-10 minutes until you break the ice with your audiences and connect with them. Once you're connected, the rest of the process is just a cakewalk. So it's always a fear that we have within our minds, that this is not doable, I can't be doing that's not achievable. But it's only the fear that holds us back. But on the other side of that fear, we just don't believe that there's just success waiting for us with open arms. And I want to taste that success, and therefore I've taken chances with public speaking, and I have just upgraded myself as an individual from one session to another, to another, to another, to making a video here today. So it's just the fear and our mindset which we've brought up to believing that we can only do this much. You know, you can only have a career in these fields, or these domain, or you know, you have to be married at a certain age, have a child at a certain age. Life doesn't come with a manual. It doesn't come with a manual because there is no manual, there are no rules, you know. It's believed in some generations, but it's not necessary. It can give you guidelines, but it cannot be a process, a standard process, a SOP for your life, because every life, every individual is different, every circumstance is different, and you deal with the circumstance. We're talking about goals, a lot of goals. I never had any goal in life, but I've done better for myself. And it's only much later in life did I realize what I'm good at and what I should be doing. So from the very beginning, if you have that clarity, much better. But if it doesn't come to you that naturally because of whatever reasons, there's nothing to worry about, because you just have to be doing what you really like, enjoying. And I just like speaking, I just like listening, I just like counseling, talking, having a conversation, which comes very naturally to me. So when I'm doing something like that, I don't feel that I'm working, I don't feel that I'm doing anything different than in everyday life. And therefore possibly talking comes very naturally to me. So if I want to have a conversation with somebody, I don't believe that I would be rejected. Of course, there is a chance that I'll be rejected. The person might not be interested in talking to me, a girl or guy or whoever. But if I want to have a friendship with somebody, I would just go and approach, irrespective of thinking that I'll be rejected, accepted, and things like that. I try. So fear is something that holds you back to an extent that you don't even attempt to do something, which otherwise, if you try and attempt, you never know, you might just be successful. So it's very much doable. I have, trust me, I have come out from the lowest of my circumstances in life, be it health wise, be it the personal issues and things like that, which I will discuss in my later videos. But yes, it is very much doable, and it is only up to you to believe in you. There could be a support system that you might have, there may not be a support system that you might have, but what you have is yourself. So when you look into the mirror, you are actually seeing the best creation of God, and that is you. You are infinite potential. And therefore, my video comes across as a name of infinite potential. So we don't, as humans, realize what we can really achieve and how much we can achieve. So once you sit down and you understand, you know, if you really analyze your way back, there have been some circumstances with everybody that you feel, you must have felt that you know, you may not be able to come out of, but you have done that, and you have successfully done that. So when you connect those dots, you realize that, oh my god, your life had a meaning and you were able to do that. So why is it that when you know that you can sail through a difficult circumstance, you still believe that something is not doable? Of course, you have your own niche skills that you have to perceive, and you have to pursue, but at the same time, to not have confidence in yourself is the saddest thing that you can do to yourself. So the best thing you can do is just do, you know. We rely on a lot of audios, videos, but ultimately what boils down to one thing is implementation. So unless you actually do that, I've been asked, how do you speak such good English? And I speak such good English because I speak in English. So there's the very first agenda. If I want to lose weight, trust me, I've gone there and seen a lot of videos where it talks about, 2 inches weight loss in 1 week, 10 kgs in 1 month, and things like that. That's because as humans, we are very lazy animals and we just want to have shortcuts as possible. And we want to gain fast results, but that's not really going to happen. And these videos are out there which you might use as motivation, but trust me, it doesn't work that way. It is not achievable. And if you're trying to gain fast results, what you gain out of it is also going to go very fast. So therefore, slow and steady is the process that I believe in. Moderation has to be the key in life. So when you're taking risk, you have to take risk, a calculated risk, where there's a plan A, but if not A, then B. So when there's a goal, and if you don't achieve it in that point in time, does not mean that that goal is not achievable because of whatever circumstance. It just means that something else in life is a priority at this point in time. So you take that as your supreme goal, to handle that situation first, bring a solution, tackle that, move aside, and come back to your goal again. So when a goal, I never considered as a goal not achievable. I consider that to be a goal delayed. So it's just delayed because of some circumstances, but I'm always coming back. So when there are lows in my life, I sit back, I cry a lot, and I abuse a lot, in my mind. I've killed a lot of people in my mind till date, but I don't keep crying for long. There was a time when I was just doing nothing. I was just sitting idle at home, doing no work, nothing. And I used to realize that I'm just wasting my time, but I was just constantly thinking what I should be doing. And then I just did something. The fact is, when you're not doing anything, it just makes your life even worse. That's because you are overthinking, and you have so much time in your life that you're constantly thinking, and the more you think, the more you're getting confused with life. The fact is to do something, to start doing something, that you gain clarity. It's only when you're doing 10 different things do you realize what you're really good at, and then you perceive your best interests, and then you reach a consensus that this is something that I'm good at, and this is what I want to pursue in life. And that becomes your level of interest. And then you do a lot of permutations, combinations, and research in that particular field or thing that you want to do. And um, that possibly becomes your passion. So passion is not about your career. It's not about what you want to do in life in terms of your monetary assets, your achievements, but it's more about your level of concentration. So when I'm doing something, I'm so much concentrating on that thing that I'm making no mistakes with it, and I'm giving it my 100% and trying to do the best. And that is passion. So passion could be reading a book, it could be in your relationship. You're so passionate about somebody that you're giving all love to that person, and there's a mutual understanding there, there's a mutual respect. Even if there are fights, you know that you're sorting that out, so you're pursuing that person. So there's a passion there. So it's not just restricted to a field of career or professional life, it is also applicable to your personal life. So passion is what I call about mm, a restless creativity, where you just can't live without doing that particular thing for long. So whenever you get up, you first do that thing or do something about that thing, you research on that particular thing, and that is your passion. So I research on public speaking, I research on motivational skills, I research on makeup and styling and personality development. So that's what I am. So the fact that you are constantly watching something or constantly doing something, constantly that interests you, is what you're really good at, possibly. And that's where you are utilizing so much of energy into doing that. So yes, understand your skills, do what you love, believe in yourself, cut the fear of it's not going to help you in life anywhere. And it's very important to give back, to have gratitude and to give back. There's so many people out there I see on an everyday basis who don't have basic necessity. We all see them, but we're still cribbing. Oh my god, we don't have enough. We don't have a big house. I don't have a car. I'm traveling in a train while others are traveling in a car. But there are people who are struggling for the basic food. Imagine you living a day without food. Even if you're fasting, we're constantly craving when is the time going to come, when is it going to take 7 in the clock that I'm going to have my food. Imagine there are so many kids on the streets who don't have food and who go hungry for days. So always have gratitude that you have enough, and always give back. So imagine a rack of newspapers which is filled with so many newspapers, but if you want to make space for the new newspapers, you want to get that back out first, and then can you make space for them. Likewise in life, when you have something, and if you want to achieve more or gain more, you have to give that first. So that applies in life, and that comes full circle. So always give back, help the needy as much as you can. I'm not saying give back all your wealth, but some amount, even if it is a 500 rupees or 100 rupees or 1000 rupees, whatever you think that is the best you can do, while also taking into consideration your needs. I think that is going to help you out in some way, and that surely will. So my sister keeps saying that give back without expectations, and I've started doing that, and yes, it does make a lot of difference. It just comes back to you in some way. So donate to people. So not just donate money, donate clothes, food, donate knowledge, help out people in whatever best possible way. If you see that that person is in need to cross the road, if somebody is blind and he needs to cross a road, please help out that person. Help out any pause. There are so many people who need you on an everyday basis, and you're seeing that, but we are just ignoring it. Just go out and help people. Don't wait for somebody else to do that. If it is right in front of your eyes, and if you're really a human, you should rather be doing it. You have those human skills. The fact that I don't like the education system is because it is talking about mathematics, the English, the grammar, geography, history, and things like that, but it's not talking about the basic life skills. Imagine if we'd been taught motivation, we'd been taught stress management, we've been taught personality development, the sex education, right from the very start of our schooling life. We could have been better individuals. What we are doing now of making such motivational videos and giving a lot of knowledge and guidance to people, if that was being done during the school, which were actual human skills which we apply on an everyday basis, trust me, we could have been better individuals. But this is also my agenda in life. My very shortest goal is to go out meeting schools and striking a conversation with them, to have such life skills lessons also to be a part of their curriculum. You might not have exams or something, but it is very necessary, from the basics, geography and history, which possibly we might not apply, and which is not doing good. It is good to know about our country and about what has happened in the history and the geography and things like that, but we apply something on an everyday basis. Isn't it only sane to have these sessions as well in our schools or college curriculum? I believe that it should be there, and that is my motive in a very short term. So yeah, this was a very basic introduction conversation from my side, and I hope that it must have helped all of you, my friends, and anybody else who's watching here. And let me know how you found this video, and if there is a demand I will continue making these videos from my very busy schedule, and trust me, like I told you just some time back, I was extremely low and I wasn't doing anything good. Today I'm doing a lot of things. I'm working. I have a 4-year-old son. You can see the happy birthday balloon up there. That's because we recently very just last week he turned 4 and we celebrated his birthday, so I'm looking after a toddler. And I'm also in the process of weight loss. I am singing on different applications. I'm a very bad singer, but I still like to sing, so that practice is on. And developing my communication skills is an ongoing process. And apart from that, I'm soon going to join a dance class because dancing is also one of my interests. So I'm doing so many things, motivating constantly, so it just comes very naturally to me. So today I'm in the best phase of my life and I'm highly active doing so many things, and it just makes me feel very good. And the support of all of you, of course, is amazing. And thank you so much for watching this video. Remember everything that I've said, apply it in your life. Apply. No point watching my video or watching any other videos unless you really start working on this. Trust me, only when you take a chance, take a risk, or take that first step are you really going to reach your goal. Imagine a fairness cream claiming that you're going to be 4 shades gray, I mean 4 shades fairer in like 4 months. It should at least show you 2 shades fairer in the next 2 months. If it is not, then it's not effective, right? So when you take that first step and when it shows you that you're actually achieving results, that means you are a better individual. It is really working for you and you are getting better each day. Thank you so much and keep me posted. Bye bye.